Hi again. I wanted to share some great tech tips with regards to graphics and the fact that a lot of people, like myself, I see these images that are on the Facebook and other websites where they get this really cool picture and a famous saying or some inspirational quote, and then they always have that link for their website in there, and I wanted to know how to make those. And so what I did is I did a little research and I came up with a great option online. It's free and it's called Pixlr Express, and it's Pixlr, Pixlr.com Express. It's free and you can download it, and it's really great for making all sorts of different images. And some of the things that you can do with it are like making your banner for Facebook, as well as for if you have a blog, you can make the banners for that. And you can also make different images like this one I just made, and I'm going to go through it, where I had a picture of a moon over the ocean and I added in the words, as well as last thoughts and the name of my blog site. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I'm going to close that out and close this out, my blog, and then I'm going to go into Pixlr. Now, one of the great sources you can go online is you can go to Google Images and you can type whatever you want. So let's say you typed in sunset and you went and searched for images of sunsets. Well, here you get some pretty spectacular images, and I'm just going to simply pick one of them, and now I have this image here, and I look and I want to make sure to see something that's important. I look and see if it says images may be subject to copyright. So I want to make sure that when I'm dealing with an image, that it's something that I can use. And I'm going to take this one just for the example that I'm showing you. And how you download this to your computer is right click on your mouse and you'll have an option to save image as. So I'm going to click on Save Image As, and I'm going to download this into something I call Fast Posts, and then simply save it. Now down here it says File Name, Sunset Photography. Okay, I can change it right now. I can just say get rid of that. I want to make it into Sunset, and then hit Save. So now I have an image that I can work with, and I don't need Google Images anymore. I'm going to close that out, and I'm back to Pixlr Express. And Pixlr is fascinating. It's really great. You can click on Browse. You can also, to pick up that picture I just downloaded into my computer, you can also open a URL of an image that you have somewhere on the internet, or take images from your webcam, or even go look through a collage. But I'm going to focus on the first one, which is Browse. And here we are in this folder. It's called Fast Posts, and I'm going to scroll down to find my image that I wanted, and here it is, sunset, and I'm simply going to open it, and here I am. And then you'll notice a few things happen. You've got a couple of boxes to save and to close. You also have a built-in undo, which is great, or redo. You can expand it to full screen if you need to see it larger, and you can also control the size by this if it's a little big, right? Or resize it or enlarge it just by clicking. So I'm going to work with this size, and I have a lot of different tools here. I have adjustment tools, so I can resize it, I can rotate it, I can change the colors and if there's red eye, I can fix red eye pictures. Isn't that great? Even as an airbrush. I also have a bunch of built-in effects if I want to do different effects and get creative. I can pick all sorts of different motifs, and I also have a overlay if I want to take multiple images and overlay them on top of one another. I can also add borders as well as some goofy stickers, you know, if you want to add a puppy sticker, or I don't know, you want to put, you want to put a squid in the middle of this. And they're really easy to adjust. You can tilt and rotate them as you wish if you need to, and you can also resize them 1, 2, 3, make them as small as you wish. And if you just want to get rid of them, you can just hit cancel, and it's gone. But the thing we want to do is we want to go to type, And I have a lot of different options. I have dotted grunge and handwritten, which looks pretty cool, as well as novelty or retro sans or sans serif. Now I'm going to take handwritten because handwritten really comes up pretty nicely. And you type your text in here. So what do you call it? We're going to say something, I dream of living on the beaches of the world. Now, you could see this gets a little ridiculous, right? So, by taking this out, when it's smaller, I can change this and put this down here so you can see it. You can also change the color. I'll get that in a minute. You can also change the font size or the type of font. And you do that by clicking on the font, and you get this menu here of all different fonts. And as soon as you click one, you see it changes. So you can change whatever you want. Maybe make it like that. Beaches, and get this. You hit enter for the next line of the world. So that likes a little kludgy, right? So maybe you just hit enter, and just like you would in Word, and you another new line, then you delete that line, give it a little bit of a space, and maybe you want to make it a little bit bigger. Alright, that's not too bad, right? I mean, we can move it wherever we wish. And if you want to center the words, you have right, center, and left adjustment. So I'm going to make it center. That's pretty cool. If you want to make it a little bit bigger, you could do that, a little smaller. That works. And also down here, you have color. So by selecting the color, you can pick whichever color you wish. Let's say, I don't want to make it blue because blue doesn't really work with this color scheme, but maybe I'll take something that's in, well, it might work. We'll see. We'll take a light blue, and I drag this little circle around, and you'll notice right here the color is changing as I move this to wherever I wish. And you have a multitude of colors. See, black doesn't really work that well. White stands out, and the blue works too. So if you want to make it unique, you can change it. You just slide the bar into the scheme, and you'll notice that by picking that area, as I move this, the colors of the letters all change, which is really pretty nifty, right? I mean, that's about as easy as it gets. So I want to have it nice and bright. I'd like to have it bright like the sun, and so I'm going to pick that in that yellow range on this bar. And if you want to make it darker, you also have this bar as well, where if you want to fade it out, now it disappears, see? And if you want to intensify the color, you raise it up. So I like that, and I'm going to hit apply. And once you hit apply, you can't edit it, so make sure you spell things correctly. Trial and error. I went through a couple of these to finally master it. So I hit apply, boom, and now that part is done. So maybe I want to put something else in there, like, well, I mentioned I wanted to put in my website. Okay, so I like using my website would be ascendingthecube.info. Now again, you see how big it gets? So don't worry about that, because you can always change that. You can make it wherever you wish, and you can put it however you wish, and it's going to show up. Now, again, same thing as before. I can pick whatever I want. I can pick this serif. I can pick any of these different types, and I use these little buttons here to select how I want it to look. So I'm going to pick, Devron. Again, it's free, so if you run into anything that doesn't really work for you, don't be surprised. You're not spending any money to get this set up. Let's pick Immortal. That kind of looks cool, and a little Thorish in there. And so I've got that, and again, I'm going to go to the color, and I want to match the color as best I can. So I'm going to pick that yellow range. I'm going to bring this all the way over. And it may not be perfectly matched, but I'm good for it, right? So I hit apply, and I'm there. I'm done with that part. Alrighty, and I just click on this to see what it looks like. Okay, we're looking good so far. So last part I put in is, well, I make a lot of different quotes, so I always like to say where my quotes came from. And in this case, since I wrote them in a series I call Last Thoughts, I'm going to make this. I'm going to, again, grab this little tool on the side, and I'm going to drag the whole thing down to where I wish it, and I'm going to put it right here. And again, I'll go on one more time. I'm going to go into the color scheme, and I'm still here. Boom. I hit that. The color's good. I may make it a little smaller just to kind of be congruent with everything. And you can see how easy it is to move. I can just move it anywhere I want. Put it up here, put it over here. But I prefer doing this. So there we are. We've got this image done, right? And I'm happy with it. I want to see it a little bit bigger. I can again raise the bar up and down. It looks good. If I want to see full screen, I can click on full screen. Okay, we're good. And now I'm going to go back to the regular size. Here I am. And last thing I want to do is, of course, well, everything is there, right? Notice I can't, this one I can edit. So I hit apply. And once I hit apply, I can no longer edit it. See, none of these can be edited once you apply them because it becomes part of the picture. Now that I'm done with that simple thing, I don't want to close it because I haven't saved it yet. I want to save, and it's going to ask me, well, what do you want to call it? And I'm going to call it I Dream of Living on the Beaches of the World. Alright, and then the quality, well, if you're doing something graphically for the internet, you want the quality to be as high as possible. So this typically gives you about 85%. My recommendation is go to 100%. The image doesn't get too terribly bigger. I mean, if you come down a little bit, drag it over to say 90%, you'll see 90% cuts it by a third. And that makes it easier for you to use it in a lot of different mediums. You could use it for your blog. You could use it for, you could use these images in print. You could use these images with email. You could send them onto Facebook or any social media network site. Once I'm happy with all that, I'm going to hit save. And it's going to open up a window back where we started from. The name is already here. It's right over here. And it is a JPEG image. You do have no selection on that one. It started as a JPEG. It's going to go back as a JPEG. And then I'm going to hit save. So here we are. Now, we're all done, and I can close this out. And that's Pixlr Express and how easy it is to use it to create your graphic images. Now, if you want to just see how fast it is to add it up, if you already know how to upload to Facebook, then that's great, but I'm going to cover that in another video. I just wanted to get this done. Hey, listen, it's been a blast showing you this simple little thing that I've been using, and I'm going to be using more of it. And I'm going to go through how to open up the URL, and also how to use the webcam and the collage options in another video. So stay tuned.